Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 sec, guys. Just running a quick test. All right. Looks like we're good. All right, everyone. Welcome to the official Q&A for August. And yeah, we're good. All right. Yeah, so welcome to the official Q&A for August. In this Q&A, we'll officially be getting into two things. One is going to be that guarantee that they were talking about. Not guarantee. We'll get into that in a sec, but the incentive. This incentive where these undeliverable orders, what are you going to get for them? And we'll also be getting into the value of customer feedback and why it's so important that we give customer feedback. We'll wait 5 minutes to get some more people in the chat. But for those of y'all that are watching on YouTube, the chat is open. So how's everyone doing today? All right. After we get a few more people, then we'll go ahead and get into it. Or if we hit the 5 minute mark, whichever one comes first. Let's see. We're at the 2 minute mark. So while we're waiting, has anyone got that actual incentive thing that I'm talking about? Let me pull it up on my phone so y'all know what I'm talking about. Has anyone got this before? As I understand it, it's a little different from the incentive thing that I kind of had in mind. Apparently, if an order has been kind of floating around for a little while, they'll give you some kind of guarantee. And I thought it would be like an extra $1, extra $2, or something like that, but it's pretty much guaranteeing you're making a certain amount, and that's not something that I favor. I'd much rather them just have a dollar amount or just some amount on there rather than just having this kind of guarantee thing. Let's see. For those of y'all that are just joining us, we're on the official Q&A for August. We'll be talking about this incentive slash guarantee they have going on for these undeliverable orders. And we'll also be talking about the importance of customer feedback and why us as drivers need to give it. But we're waiting for the 5 minute mark, which is coming upon us, but got about a minute and some change. But just recapping, because it looks like a few people just joined. This is the incentive amount that one of y'all sent me. It's not an incentive to me. It's basically a guarantee. And a guarantee is if you deliver this order, you're guaranteed, this amount. Versus what I thought it would be you add an extra $2 or 50 cents or whatever to the delivery, and you see that. We'll talk about the pros and cons of it in a little while, and I'll ask y'all, has anyone actually accepted these orders? So my friend that sent that, he obviously didn't accept it, so he can't comment on the actual experience. I don't blame him. Okay, we're almost at the 5 minute mark. So at the 5 minute mark, we'll jump into the customer feedback. Let me go ahead and pull up. There we are. Yeah, before that comes, how y'all doing today? Let's get some chatting activity going. Ubereats run's been going pretty smooth. What's up, champ? What's up, Adrian? I'm doing just fine. Great day outside. Good day to get some jogging in. All right, we hit the 5-minute mark, so we'll go ahead and jump into customer feedback. All right, so how many of y'all actually leave customer feedback? Customer feedback is when you do an order. Hello, I'm working, aloha, so I'm gonna listen. I just finished the Hooters run. I'm not gonna lie. In some ways, I do deeply enjoy delivering at Hooters. In ways, I don't even need to cover. Picking up a Moe's order right now. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's be honest. How many of y'all actually give customer feedback? Now, customer feedback is after you drop off a delivery, you have an option to rate them thumbs up or thumbs down based on the experience you had as a driver. I know we get caught up in the hype of, maximum efficiency, going. And we might just smash that thumbs up and just move on just because we're in a rush. But has anyone actually left customer feedback? When you press the thumbs down, it gives you a few options. Long wait, customer note unclear, rarely unless the customer was no bueno. Okay. Sometimes when the customer doesn't put their full address, should I just automatically call them before I get there? And is it better to just message them? Now, when you say they didn't put their full address, do you mean like they're in an apartment and it just has like the apartment as a whole, but it's not having their apartment number? You asking, should you call like just in that instance? To the people that live in apartments. Yeah, it looks like that overall question is geared towards apartments. Well, that's why in part 1 of the Uber Eats course, there's a standard message that I showed that you should send the moment you identify they're in an apartment. Now, you can zoom in on the Uber Eats app, and you can kind of see that it says such and such apartment, so you'll know even if they didn't put an apartment number, it is an apartment. So when that happens, you go ahead and send that standard message asking for the apartment number, for the name of the apartments, for gate code, etc. Let's see. Sometimes they put the wrong building. Oh, if they put the wrong building, call them. I mean, in that scenario, you need to move on as fast as possible, because if you message that, it could turn a 5-minute delivery into a 15-minute delivery easily, and then you're losing time per hour. So definitely call them. Plus, if for whatever reason you can't get in contact with them, it's going to start the process to where, let's say you don't reach them, you can go ahead and tap that button and wait your 5 minutes and then get paid if they don't answer. Now, if they do answer, when you press that button, it's like a click, like, look, this cat is going to leave and you're not going to get your food unless you answer the phone. So they're going to call you back. So I definitely say call. Yes, and I have called support on people that have given me issues. Okay. Adrian, what kind of issues have you called support for? Because that definitely is an option, but I'm curious, like, what kind of issues have you encountered when you called support? Because someone got mad and told me they were going to give me a bad rating because there was no napkins in the bag one time. Okay. Here's how you handle jerks like that, Adrian. When that happens, you give them the food, you act professional, etc. But you call and end it right away. It's gonna ask, did so-and-so answer? Say they didn't, you wait your 5 minutes, then you cancel the order. You'll still be paid, and they don't have the privilege of rating you because they don't deserve it in that scenario. I mean, for one thing, you have no control over that. We just picked the food up, okay? And if they wanted extra napkins or something, that's where the notes are left for the restaurant. Now, let me pull the customer Uber Eats app up. because a lot of this is where Uber needs to show these customers how to use their app. You can leave notes for the restaurant and notes for the drivers. So let's say, okay, now I'm just putting in the address just to illustrate this point. This is the customer app. You see where it has put any notes? That it specifically says extra napkins or whatever you want. So if they don't put that, that's completely on them. It is not our fault. Do any of you just cancel the order when the customer is being too difficult, i.e. wrong address entered, nasty, demeaning over the phone, where you feel hostile? Oh yeah, Victor, that definitely. I don't encounter those scenarios a lot, but if I ever get the vibe that a customer is gonna leave me a janky rating, I just cancel the order. It's a shame I got to do that, but it is what it is. So I say follow your intuition. Now I have had a scenario. I picked up an order, and the person was not answering the phone, and I waited 5 minutes. I was gonna cancel, but some told me just wait maybe another minute or two. They finally called me and walked outside. I was thinking he could tell I was pissed, and we didn't have a bad interaction. I was thinking about just canceling because he might leave a janky rating just because he could tell I was pissed. But some told me, no, just go ahead and go through with it because he might make it up by giving me a decent tip. And that's what did. He gave me a decent tip because he knew I was there waiting when I could have just canceled. So, you know, follow your intuition. But I suppose the safe side would be just to cancel. That's what happened to me. IHOP took about an hour to prepare the order, so I was given a bad rating because of their delay. So it pissed me off about that one. Yeah, Victor, if you ever get the scenario that it's gonna be janky, I would just cancel. I had an order the other day. I went in, I got to my car, I was about to accept the order, but the order was gone. I wasn't sure what happened. I don't know if I accidentally canceled it or if they canceled on me. Now, did the ping, Flora, did the ping actually go through or not? So I was left with the food. Oh, wait. So this was after you picked the food up, the cancellation went through? Yeah. So this happened like after you picked the food up? I've never encountered that before. I've never seen a customer cancel when the food is on the way. I don't know why they would do that, but I guess in that scenario, you got some free food. Flora, did you get anything for that delivery? Or was it like did you receive payment for that delivery or you didn't? Well, that is a brand new scenario, I gotta admit. Yeah, I'm really no payment. Flora, hopefully that never happens again, but if it does, you can do one or two things. Call customer support, tell them the situation. They at least owe you the pickup fee because you went to the restaurant and picked up the food. Or in the app, it should have a 000 for the no payment. Click on you had an issue with your fare, explain the situation, they should give you the pickup fee. Like anytime you go to the restaurant, they're entitled to give you that pickup fee. So if that ever happens again, definitely do that. In fact, if it didn't happen too long ago, if that zero payment is still in the app, I would contact support and still explain the issue. You could still receive that pickup fee because that's some crap. It's like I said in the last Q&A, they need to have it so when stuff like that happens, like on Ubereats, someone cancels after 2 minutes, you automatically get the cancellation fee when they cancel. They need to have that like that for the pickup fee on Uber Eats. I left them a message and told them everything, and because I didn't want to get in trouble, I took a picture of the receipt. Just want to be sure why the order disappeared. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, if that ever happens again, definitely just contact Uber either through the phone or through the messaging because they owe you the pickup fee. And I don't know if you were a fan of whatever food you got, but I guess you may have got a free lunch or you gave it to a homeless person or something. How do you handle when you go to pick up the order and there's more food than on the order than on your phone? I picked up an order and that was supposed to be 4 items and it wound up being 12 items. Yeah, in that scenario, because that's something that Uber Eats needs to work on. Now, originally, we didn't used to see anything. And we didn't see anything. And nowadays, they show, most of the time it does show the order, but I've seen cases where beverages aren't on the order and, there are items that aren't on the order. So you got to decide if you're willing to do it or not. Now, usually bigger orders sometimes mean bigger tips, but like if at any point you don't want to do it, just cancel. Just want sure why the order disappeared. I mean, did the order Floor, did it say anything relating to cancel? Like did it say rider canceled or anything like that? That happened to me before. Uber says it's a glitch because the customer shouldn't be able to cancel that late. Yeah, I did get a pickup fee. Now, if you're using a third-party app like Waze, when you navigate to this person's spot, even though whatever glitch happened, you should still have the address and everything. If you complete that delivery and you have some proof that you did complete it, then they'll probably give you the payment through like miscellaneous. Call in the Uber support to confirm that though. I went to Applebee's one time and the customer ordered 3 meals, but the restaurant only made 2 because they said the customer didn't pay enough. Not only did it take them a long time, but I had to be on. Okay, Adrian, anytime a restaurant that like something, there's an issue with the order, like, hey, we were out of this, so we replaced it with this. Can you tell the customer that? To me, it's this blah, blah, wine, blah, because that is not our responsibility. We just pick the food up. So what I do, I tell them, what you just told me, can you put it on a note and put it inside the order? That way, if a customer has a problem with it, I'm not in the equation at all. That's between them and the restaurant. It's subtle things like that you can do to protect your satisfaction rating, because they look in there and they don't have all of what they ordered or whatever, but they see that note like, oh man, then they blame the restaurant like it should be. With support for a long time. Support canceled the order, but then I guess the customer reordered and I had to pick up that order. So Adrian, I'm assuming another ping came from that restaurant and then you accepted it and it was the same order from that customer. Floor, I get boosts, but it's on areas that I don't stay by. I try to do Uber by Frisco area, 380, but the only boosts I get is just for Carrollton and Dallas now, nothing up north. Floor, when it comes to boosts, it's all about customer demand. So that just means that the customer demand isn't in those areas. But, boost isn't the all be all. There are some areas that have boosts, some don't, but you got to think of it like this. There are areas of the city that are saturated with things that us as drivers don't care for, like huge ass apartment buildings that are 20 or 30 stories. So they'll wrap a boost zone around it because they already know all this stuff's going to take more time for you. Meanwhile, you have areas like the suburbs, there's no boost zone out there, but there's nothing but houses out there. You don't really need it. So kind of gauge how much you make in these areas and not so much the boost. Because I've had scenarios where I can make more in the suburbs, just on it being the fact that there are houses out there, maybe a few apartment complexes, versus this part of this big city that has these huge ass skyscrapers that each delivery takes like 20, 25, 30 minutes. So you want to gauge, like, spend the whole day in a certain area that you want to test out. And then at the end of the day, see it reflecting your earnings. How much did you make? Also, are the customers tipping out there? That's big too. So a lot of times these boost zones are thrown in areas of the cities where people aren't tipping, and Uber Eats knows this. So they're like, look, we got to get something to get these carriers out there. Let's see. Customer went off on me. Yes. You know what, Adrian, I'm going to be honest. Like in that scenario, I would do the cancel strategy that I told you, as far as you hit that button and you can cancel without your rating being affected. But unless you feel like it's going to escalate to a physical confrontation, obviously you don't want that. But I wouldn't be standing there taking that crap. I would honestly, hey, sir, I've done everything in my power. I was just there to pick the delivery up. Now, if you have a problem, you need to take it up with the restaurant. Simple as that. All right. All right. Now, I'm going to come back to the point of the customer feedback. So I know a lot of times we get very caught up in the work in the Uber Eats. So we don't rate the customers any, like, the feedback. And I'm going to go through the feedbacks because we don't actually know this, but if a customer receives too much feedback, the next time they order from Uber Eats is actually going to let them know about it. And that actually plays a good role. So we have long wait, like no parking, hard to find, didn't meet outside, rude customer, customer note, unclear, and other. I'm going to tell y'all what I personally do. And some of y'all might say this is a little critical, but I'm thinking not just for myself. I'm thinking for my other Uber drivers out there. What I consider a long wait, how many of y'all, the customers say they're going to meet you somewhere and you're sitting there for like over 2 minutes, 2, maybe 3 minutes, or you knock on the door, you have to knock multiple times before they actually come out. How many of y'all have had that experience? Probably all of us at some point have, but come on, let's hear it in the chat. We got to keep it 100. When are you coming out with the Uber lifestyle shirts? You know what, Adrian, I thought about that, but the Uber name is a registered trademark. So at any point, Uber could come to me and say, hey, we don't want you to have that name. And I don't want to invent something that, they have the power to take away like that. But I have thought about making the Uber lifestyle t-shirts before. But yeah, anytime I had to wait longer than 2, if my whole encounter with that customer is over 2 minutes from the point that I actually arrived there, so when I'm waiting in the car, waiting for him to meet me, or I'm in the front door, knocking, or if it's longer than 2 minutes, I hit long wait. Thumbs down, long wait. The reason being, like I said, if it happens too many times, Uber is going to let them know, hey, our carriers are saying that you're making them wait too long. And in the customer's mind, they may be thinking, well, if these carriers are waiting too long, they might just leave, and I'm not going to get my food. So it helps your fellow Uber Eats driver out by pressing that long wait button. Let's go to the next one. Well, I guess the no parking is pretty simple, so I'm not going to cover that. But hard to find. How many of y'all have had trouble finding some of these customers in like gated communities or apartment complexes? Most of the time it's pretty simple, but some of them happens all the time. Yeah, Victor, I know. Some of them are like mazes, and they know they're mazes. Now, some of them are simple. If it's simple, cool, but a lot of these places, apartments are the hardest. Yeah. So now I will say this, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. So maybe in the beginning, you don't have to judge it so much, but with the apartments, if it takes more than 2 minutes for me to find this bad boy, unless the apartment complex is huge, then I might give it a little longer, but I should be able to find this place relatively quick. Now, if I can't find it in under 2 minutes, I click that hard to find. because they have a note section for a reason. So all this is to the customer's benefit too. They get their food faster. We got to realize it's not just us being petty or snobby. They get their food faster and we can move on to the next delivery. I hate apartment deliveries. Most of the customers tend to be nasty and no tip. Victor, I would pay attention to the parts of the city that happens in and probably avoid those areas, because not every area of your metroplex is going to be built the same. That's what it comes down to. If the customer is in an apartment complex, I call before I get there and make them give me directions to get their unit. If they don't answer the phone in 5 minutes, I start the 5-minute timer. Or if they don't answer the phone, I start a 5-minute timer. That's a very maximum efficiency way of doing it, Ricky. I will say that some people may be slightly annoyed if you do that, but there's nothing wrong with it. Like what I tend to do when I identify they're in an apartment complex, I send that standard message asking for 3 things. Hi, my name is Elijah. I'm your Ubereats driver. Can you send me the name of your apartments? If they don't have an apartment number, your apartment number and the gate code. I ask for those 3 things. As far as directions, I've gotten very good at finding things, so I usually don't need them. But there are those occasional places you'll get familiar with your metroplex. When you see a certain apartment complex come up and you know it's a maze, you best believe I'm going to be asking, is it towards the front, towards the back? Et cetera. Hi there, I am in Miami, and I really like your videos. The information has helped me. What about the new driver app? Will it affect Uber Eats drivers? Well, I definitely appreciate the compliment, Deborah. As far as the Uber app affecting Uber Eats drivers, I've been wondering that myself. If it does, maybe there's a chance they'll make a separate Uber Eats app, but the chance of that happening is pretty low because there are people that do UberX and Uber Eats like me, the dual platformers. So I really don't know how they're going to handle that. It might be if you do both, you may just stay on the old app. I'm looking forward to them addressing it though. Let me scroll up because I think I missed the question. Does anyone use both Grubhub and Uber Eats simultaneously, meaning have both active in the background and once an order is accepted for go and go inactive on the other? So, Victor, what you're saying is, does anyone dual platform on these apps? I guess you were asking everyone that, so everyone's free to answer that. But me personally, I've addressed this before. I would say you just need to focus on one. But that's the reason, like the Uber Eats videos and the between making $11 and $18 an hour, all this came because I did nothing but Uber Eats for months. Yeah, I didn't even do UberX for a while because I wanted to focus on Uber Eats so I could get this data. And when you focus on this one app, you notice the patterns. When you notice the patterns, then you can tell, hey, you know what? This is going this far. Let me grab that. I don't want that. That's going too short. You notice these patterns and you can take advantage of it, but you won't notice them unless you focus on that app. When you hop on a whole bunch of them, every delivery looks the same, and you don't notice these patterns that can allow you to maximize the most out of every app, most out of the app that you're on. So me personally, I don't do that. The closest thing is I have Postmates as a backup, and I only do this if it's real slow. Like if it's the day after 4th of July, I know people are going to be having leftovers eating the barbecue, so they're probably not going to be ordering food that much. So in that case, I will have both Uber Eats and Postmates running at the same time. And I have an app called Maestro that manages them. But for the most part, I rarely do that. See, some people are saying that Ricky's technique is kind of shady. I wouldn't call it shady. It's just that he's about maximum efficiency. Now, I will say this, that could take a toll on your satisfaction rating because, a lot of people feel like you're rushing them. So you might want to be worried of that. And yeah, you could use that cancel strategy every time. I mean, if you use it every time, Uber's gonna be like, well, why you? What's the scenario? So yeah, I would say use it sparingly. Navigating an apartment is part of your job. Start the runner automatically. No tip from me. Should I try to mix Uber Eats and another food app like on slow days, or is it better to just go more south? I'm just nervous about where to park when it comes to Dallas and the apartments that. Finding parking is an art in this business. I will say that. At least in certain areas of the city. But what I tend to do, you find the area that's acceptable, put the hazard lights on, and you run in there and take care of your business. As long as you're not taking like 20 minutes, you should be all right. But the key thing is to have your hazard lights on, unless your city is stricter, something like that. But, we're in the same metroplex, so I can tell you that works for me. Sounds like you just want to scam free food that way. That's it. Well, I mean, what Ricky is saying, I don't blame him, because all this information, the customer has the ability to give us this before they place the order. He's just, if the information is not there, I mean, Ricky, do you check the notes section first? Like, if the person has all the notes that you need, are you still going to call them and all that? Because I think people are thinking that it's unscrupulous because it seems like you're trying to get the free food or something. But I see the other side of it. You're just all about maximum efficiency. You don't have to necessarily call them to get that. You can do the message thing that I teach in the Uber Eats course, first video, where you send that message asking for all this information. And 9 times out of 10, the customer will send you it before you get there. And then you'll be good. You'll still be able to find a place fast. Serious question. Have you ever gotten attacked by customer dogs? I have not, but some of those bad boys do look ferocious. And you know what? That's actually a good tie-in into the customer feedback. If the dogs look like they're about to maul you, now that is, you can put them in the cage in the backyard or something. You know that your delivery driver's coming. If that happens and that they're obnoxious, I would put other on the feedback, because that's the problem. You don't need to feel like you're about to get mauled by a dog just because you're delivering food. That's some crap. I have had scenarios where dogs are very, very friendly, like they rush at you, but in a friendly way, and they're all like rubbing against your leg and stuff. The owners know they're friendly, so that's fine. But on the same token, some people have phobias of dogs, so I would say that's still not even appropriate. All right. Now, swinging on to, if I do have a hard time finding the apartment, not only do I put hard to find, I also put customer note unclear. Now, I say that because the customer note needs to have directions if it's going to be hard. In fact, when it comes to pressing that customer note unclear, if they don't have the name of the apartments, if they don't have a apartment number, or if they don't have a gate code, if they're missing any of those things, it doesn't matter how fast I found a delivery, I still press customer note unclear, because Uber is going to say the Uber is going to let them know, have you considered adding a note, and that's critical, because not only are you helping yourself out because you could get the delivery again, that's helping your fellow Uber Eats driver out, and it's also helping the newbies. So yeah, the newbies, they really get thrown in the loop because they don't know how to handle these situations. And they really shouldn't. This information should just be given to us. Let's see. And didn't meet outside. That's self-explanatory. It says stay in the car and they don't come to the car, and you end up having to bring it to the door, press didn't meet outside. Yeah. Have y'all ever had that happen where it says on the app, stay in the car, and a customer doesn't come out to you, that they expect you to bring it to their door. All right, y'all. Let's try and keep it respectful in the chat. I mean, we may have opposing views, but let's keep the respect. At the end of the day, we all have our individual techniques, and if that's working, that's cool. All right, we're at the 30-minute mark, so we'll go ahead and switch gears to probably the most entertaining part of this Q&A. This incentive that now the Q&A is going to go for an hour, but after the 30-minute mark, I said I was going to talk about this incentive guarantee. Let me pull it up. Now, I think it was last week, my friend sent me this. As y'all can see, this is the incentive that they're talking about. So remember in the last Q&A where we talked about what kind of incentive are they going to roll out to deliver these orders that no one is picking up? And we talked about maybe they'll be adding $1 more or $2 more, etc. Apparently what they're doing, they're going to have this guarantee so that, hey, we'll be guaranteeing that you'll make this much. So you might have made $4. We'll guarantee you make $5. How do y'all feel about that? I think that's kind of, for lack of a better word, cheap. I'm not saying the money is cheap. I'm saying the way that it's rolling out is cheap. Because it's still the scenario you don't know what you're walking into is still in place. I'm not in favor of that. You need to let a person know this is how much more you're going to make because this order is undeliverable as they market. So what do y'all think about that? Are y'all down for this guarantee that they're talking about? Y'all saw how long that was. That was like 15 minutes away and probably like 9 miles away. And they're guaranteeing that you're going to make $5. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to take that. If you're pulling a driver from that far away, I think the guarantee should probably be like, if they're going to do a guarantee, like maybe $10, maybe even $12. Let's see. A 5-minute timer. Have you ever ran into a scenario where a previous driver takes the food but cancels and the order remains active? You show up at the restaurant, but the food has already been picked up. Yes, Victor, I have encountered that. It's a glitch. And what you do with that, you call customer support, tell them the situation, and have them cancel the order so it doesn't affect your cancellation rate. And either ask, this time around, you need to say this. Directly ask them, I'm going to get compensated for going to the restaurant, right? And some of them will give you the reimbursement over the phone. Others will say you need to use the in-app messaging, in which you repeat the process that I explained the floor and the earlier part of the Q&A, and then you can get your pickup fee. Yeah, that's a glitch that's going around. It's gotten better. I haven't encountered it lately, but it is a glitch. So that's how you handle that. When are we getting the new updates? Floor, like what updates do you mean? Ricky, I think Ubereats pays the best per mile compared to other companies. You could always look up the other companies and do a comparison, but that's what I did when I got in this food delivery industry, and Ubereats was the one in my market that paid the most. But the reason I mess with Ubereats on that level, a lot of people have this complaint that people on Ubereats don't tip. They don't tip, but a lot of these cats are dressed like they just got done playing football and they got tackled 50 times. Really? But Ubereats has these boosts, right? And the boost will multiply how much you're making per mile. So let's say the boost is 1.3. That stands for 30%. You're making 67 cents per mile. That's 67 cents per mile. Multiply that times 0.30, and you're going to get how much you're making per mile now. That's going to significantly increase your earnings. Now, if you take that and compare it to some of the other apps, y'all will be breaking out even because these other apps pay less, but they may tip more. But the science of this is, what if you can get those boosts, those quests that Uber is offering, and get these customers a tip? By definition, you'll be making more, right? So shouldn't your focus go on that? Like, I'm a Uber Eats customer, and a lot of people that come delivering, they're not anything special. And that's the problem. If you want tips, you got to be exceptional. Or even if you're not exceptional, you take care of yourself, you're well-groomed, wearing some, nice outfit, etc., and you're very friendly, your tips will increase. More quests. I saw a video about Uber coming out with a better map. I will be all for it. I mean, I don't necessarily see a problem with the map as it stands, but if they are going to improve it, then cool. I drive for Uber Eats and Postmates. Postmates gets far better tips, but Uber Eats pays more per mile. Well, I don't know what market you're in, Ricky, but that's usually the case all around the board. Like, for instance, in my market, Postmates pays 64 cents per mile. Uber Eats pays 67 cents per mile, and that's before boost. Now, if you're in a boost zone, you got to multiply that times whatever the boost zone is, and that's how much you'll be making per mile. Floor, as far as a quest go, I would say quests are probably going to make their reappearance around when the winter starts rolling around. When the winter rolls around, more people order food than ever before because they have a taste for something, but because it's cold outside, people tend to want to stay inside more. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start rolling out in the middle of fall towards the winter, because Uber knows that demand is going to increase on that. Another thing is UberX in the beginning of September starts to pick up more. So you'll have less UberX drivers doing Uber Eats. So that'll create a deficiency in their fleet more or less. Okay. Yeah, I mostly get paid more with miles because of a lot of people order from Frisco and Lil Elm. And it's about 10 to 15. It makes up for any lost time, and that's good to know. And about winter, can't wait. Floyd, you brought up a good point. Now, you're talking about our local markets. A lot of people, they may not know anything about that, but the concept that you're talking about, a lot of these cities have long streets and freeways, and that scenario makes for usually longer deliveries. Because when the houses in the area are spread out, by definition, there's always a chance that a delivery is going to go, pretty far or a decent. It's not going to be a scenario where you order and then it's like less than a mile away most of the time. So that's something to consider when thinking about areas you want to do Uber Eats in. Everyone in the DFW market getting 1.3 this week. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, what do y'all think about that incentive though? Has anyone actually received an incentive with that guarantee amount, the minimum order guaranteed? Because I'm curious, has this rolled out on a massive level? I mean, obviously it's in the DFW, but how often is it happening? And is it happening in a lot of these other markets as far as that little guarantee that they're attaching to some of these orders? Has anyone encountered that? It looks like not too many people have encountered it because I don't see anyone posting anything. Maybe they took it away. Maybe they're revamping it. I don't know. If they are, it's sometimes hard to see. Interesting. If they are revamping it, I would just say they need to have a standard amount just added on to the delivery. Like, you'll make $1 more on this delivery. I haven't gotten the incentive yet. I was alternating between DoorDash, Uber, and Uber Eats this week. I got a couple of the minimum orders last night for the first time. I think overnight, Uber Eats in general does need more carriers. That's probably because of the drive-through scenario. We've talked about that a few times. You waiting you get an order from whatever, and that drive-through line is almost extending back to the freeway like 15 cars. Oh man, I still think that's the wrong course of action. They should just have it so that these companies you have to open the door and give our partners the delivery. They don't need to wait in that line. McDonald's is the worst. McDonald's takes forever. Sometimes I don't even want to go there. In the first Q&A we did, I think we shitted on McDonald's a lot. So I'm gonna refrain from doing that. All I'll say is evaluate if it's worth it. In some scenarios it might be, some it won't. Just evaluate it. Make you make a claim whenever you wait over 10 minutes for your food order. That's actually a different topic, Ricky. That's restaurant feedback. That's important too. And that's not the topic of this Q&A, but if you're waiting over 10 minutes, I definitely would hit long wait. Anything over 5 minutes, I hit long wait. Because we're just there to pick up the food. Waiting is not part of the scenario with Uber Eats. This isn't DoorDash or Postmates or Favor, none of that. Instant pickup. We go there, pick the food, leave. That's how it's supposed to be. I give a 5-minute grace period because I might just happen to have been around the corner when I got pinged. So 5-minute grace period. But the reason I'm so hard on these restaurants is Uber Eats platform is based on a time guarantee for the customer. So it's guaranteed in 30 minutes. It's guaranteed in 40 minutes. It's guaranteed between 30 and 40. It's guaranteed. That's the key thing. So anytime we're waiting, the customer is getting inconvenienced too. So you're just inconveniencing both parties. So I'm really not light on these restaurants when it comes to that waiting. Let's see. I get reimbursed $5 each time I make a claim for over 10-minute wait. Yeah, Ricky, every market has different scenarios for wait time. Like the DFW used to be 10 minutes, but now it's 15 minutes. And some markets don't pay wait time. Now, in my experience, the markets that don't pay wait time usually pay more per mile. So if your market doesn't pay wait time, I would give them 5 minutes. After that, I would leave, period. And if your market does pay wait time, if it looks like it'll be 15 minutes, go ahead and wait because you'll get the wait time fee. But you'll want to check out part 4 of the Uber Eats course that covers like evaluating restaurants to figure out if it's worth it or not. Let's see. Has to be over 10 minutes ago. Uber investigates. Yeah, they're going to track your phone to see how long it was at the restaurant. I brought a food delivery. I brought a food delivery bag, but I do need to get a pizza delivery bag too. Thanks. Well, definitely appreciate it. Definitely get the bag that is kind of an all-purpose bag. I didn't get a pickup fee for that glitch. Oh. So like Adrian, did you call in? Or you did the in-app messaging? Like, which method did you use? Because I'm curious. Somebody told me that in an Uber form, thought I passed the word around. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. You called? Okay. Adrian, if that's the case, now the order is gonna disappear probably within like 5 minutes, so you gotta be quick about it. But when you cancel, the order is gonna be there for like 5 minutes. So click on it and go ahead and initiate the process for the pickup fee. Because the one thing I've been noticing lately is the live agents, they'll always refer you to that in-app messaging anyway. So you call them just so they'll cancel the order, so it's not on your cancellation rate, but like immediately just initiate it through the in-app messaging. You should do more Q&As. It's helpful. I appreciate it, Flora. I mean, we pretty much decided that we'll do a Q&A for Ubereats the first Sunday of every month. So we'll do it on a monthly basis. On that note, the 7-part of the Ubereats course is out, but it is on the Uber Lifestyle website. So you have to visit there to see it. And the video will be coming out in about a week or two. And it's going to be in maybe 2 months because I have to make time for it. But I'll be making a more advanced Ubereats course because the Ubereats course is out right now. It's still going to be there. But there's a lot of things I didn't elaborate on because I knew there's going to be a more advanced series. So I'm letting y'all know that right now. But I'm not putting a date to it. But it is going to be in about a month or two, getting started, just so y'all know. Let's see. All right. Got 9 minutes left. Looking forward to it. Appreciate that, Neo. Because Ubereats is a platform that gives the driver the most control. That's what I love about it. Like the other apps, it seems very random, but Ubereats gives you the ability to have the most control over your earnings because you know what to take, what not to take, and how to cover yourself in scenarios where it's like the wait time fee, pickup fees. Being able to figure out how far an order could potentially go before you even accept it. Like all that is on Ubereats. How about having someone ride next to you? Is that allowed? Oh, yeah, because like there's no one but you and the food in the car. Like when it comes to delivery, like you can deliver with your whole family if you wanted to. It's the ride share that you can't have someone in the car with you. The reason being because Uber is only done a background check on you to prove that you're all right. But let's say you have your husband or your cousin or someone, they haven't done a background check on them, so that wouldn't be cool. But, food, that's different. I know a lot of couples that do food delivery. They're making money and they bond together, so bring anyone you want. Has anyone tried that? Doing a Ubereats with a friend or a spouse or a boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. Before, long ago, Walmart had deliveries. Wait, are you serious? And I didn't allow to pick up. So Walmart was affiliated with Ubereats at some point. Like, hold on, Floyd. You gotta elaborate on that one. So like you would get a delivery, and when you accept it, it would say Walmart off of 35 or something. Oh man. So I know Walmart does make their own food in some cases. Like I've never encountered that. Oh, you're talking about Uber Rush. Now Uber Rush is something different. For those of y'all that don't know, Uber Rush, when it pops up on the screen, you see like this grocery bag that pops up instead of a food. And I did it maybe twice, and I decided that wasn't going to be worth it. Luckily, they were both the houses. I couldn't imagine if that was in an apartment or something. I mean, you stay in your car, and then someone comes out and loads your car, and then you take it to a person's place. And if I remember right, Uber, I instantly received a message saying, "Hey, we'll give you $3.50 if you deliver the groceries to a person's door." I was like, I don't think this is worth delivery wages. Not wait, it's in the job, not wages. It's not worth the money making in deliveries. I think if you're gonna be delivering groceries, you need to be around $20 an hour, maybe even 25. Shoot, because I'm just running a scenario of What if this cat lived in a 20-story apartment? I'm sorry, but that's not gonna happen. Not with me. I mean, they had to raise how much you're gonna make. Maybe the mileage needs to be $1 a mile or something. I don't know what they gotta do to make it work, but yeah, in my opinion, Uber Rush is not worth it until they make some changes. Now, the last time I received that delivery was like 5 months ago, so maybe they did make some changes, but I can't speak for Uber Rush. I got a Walmart pickup the other day. I canceled it because I thought it was a glitch. Like they just got to figure out a way to make that enticing for carriers. It shouldn't pay the same as Uber Eats. Like whatever mileage you're paid for in Uber Eats in your market, Uber Rush should be paid more. Under no scenario should that be the same. Man. Yeah, I can't vouch for Uber Rush. That is not my jewel. You should. I've done Instacart and wouldn't dare do Uber Rush. All right, Neo. It sounds like you have some hands-on experience that you'd rather not do it. I've heard some things about Instacart. I haven't heard any problems about it, but the grocery thing, it's just not my. The thing I love about Uber Eats, it is literally the simplest thing on the planet. You could be mentally somewhere else than doing this. Like once you get the steps down, it's just like you be listening to audiobook, jamming to your music, thinking about the Flash season 5 on the phone. I be joking around with friends a lot of times while I'm doing Uber Eats. But groceries, you would, if you're going inside and shopping, you actually have to concentrate and make sure you're listening. I'm cool on that. What's Uber Rush? I don't have that in my market. Uber Rush is basically grocery service. Now you're not going in and picking up the groceries. You'll get a ping and it has like a grocery bag or some kind of shopping bag next to it instead of the food icon. It looks just like a delivery, but it has that. And then it's going to have Tom Thumb or Walmart or Kroger. And then it's going to have a designated spot where you park. And then you call a number on the screen. You call a number either on the Uber app or in front of the sign saying call this number. And when you call, you say the order number. Employee comes out with the groceries, loads your car, and then you take it to a person's place. And they unload your car, or you get the groceries to them. The Uber expects you to help with the unloading. They give you an incentive to do it. To me, it's just not worth it. Unless it was over $20 an hour. One thing I don't like, when you're opting into deliveries, you're automatically opted into Uber Rush too. I think that's some bullshit. That's why I don't ever take them. I would rather not get the pings at all because I'm not going to do it. But at the end of the day, you can just tap that no thanks. But yeah, Ricky, that's what Uber Rush is. Maybe they can find a way to make it work. I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of it as it stands. It's definitely different from like Instacart because you're not grocery shopping. Everything has already been shopped and picked by employees of the establishment. It's just they expect you to help with the unloading. It's not like you just park your car at a person's driveway, pop the trunk, and they come out and get the groceries. Like Uber expects you to help with the unloading. And that's where it's like, look, if that's the case, you need to up how much you're making. Yeah. But yeah, that's what Uber Rush is. Second floor apartments and groceries. See, that's what I'm talking about. So I can't be doing that. Albertsons goes through a different app and they use Uber, so there's no way for the customer to tip. Lame. That's probably why Uber is, when you do it, they'll offer you some like $3.50 to take it to a person's door. I didn't actually know that. Well, if that's the case, I see why they're offering. One thing I will say about the Uber Rush, the second time, the lady did give me a $5 tip. Like even she knew, like, man, this is a lot. So she gave a tip. Now it was cash tip, obviously, but hell, if you can't do any in-app tipping, that's just another they need to revamp that system. Isaiah, damn, I'm late. Yeah, in a few minutes we'll actually be wrapping up, Isaiah. But yeah, like it's a monthly Q&A, so there'll be another one in the first Sunday of September. Shoot, we got a few minutes left. Do any of y'all have any closing out questions? It looks like we dogged Uber Rush for a good 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm all for the concept because most people that are using it, I imagine they probably don't have the ability to grocery shop. So yeah, I was gonna go and do Uber Eats slow high. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close out this Q&A session. I want to definitely thank y'all for attending, and Cynthia, thanks for sharing, bro. And it's much appreciated. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Be sure to visit www.theuberlifestyle. You can subscribe to the newsletter or like the Facebook page to receive updates on these Q&A sessions. And definitely keep your eyes popped out for, I'm not putting a date to it, but in a few months, the next portion of the Uber Eats driver training series is going to be more advanced, and it's really going to be revealing as far as how you can make the $11 to $18 an hour. It's going to be closer to $15 to $18 an hour by knowing these tips. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out. You have a good day, have a nice week, and keep Ubering on. Peace out.